Greetings and welcome to another episode of Arena Frontier here on Field Sports Network here. Great to be back after, unfortunately, there was some scheduling problems last week, and also definitely a frozen tundra didn't help last week here. So great to be back. Going to cover up a lot of good, interesting news in the arena football world. We got some new rules with the Indoor Football League. We got the newest team of the new it's still hard to say with the new league here of Entertainment Football Association. We also got some news of a partnership with a team with basically the champion teams of the National Arena League and the Arena League last year. And also, we'll start with this quick announcement start with the Arena League that I mentioned here on the last show that the Wu head coach actually resigned due to family stuff and all that. Nothing bad or anything, but they actually hired a new coach over the last time we were here on Arena Frontier and come out here. Wu now just hiring a new head coach, Victor Mann. The Wu of the Arena League are excited to announce the hiring of Victor Mann as their new head coach, bringing a wealth of experience and a proven track record of success to the organization. Man who has spent 17 years of professional years as both a player and a coach, is known for his dynamic coaching style and commitment to player development. We are thrilled to welcome Coach Mann to our team, said Julia Stone, co-owner of the Woo. His passion for the game combined with his innovative approach to coaching makes him the ideal leader for our players and staff. We believe that under his guidance, we will continue to build a competitive and exciting program, added Woo co-owner Jeff Holmes. Mann's coaching career has been marked by numerous achievements, including 2 professional indoor football championships and 2 professional coach of the year awards. His ability to connect with players and foster positive team culture has been a hallmark of his coaching philosophy. I am honored to take on the role of the head coach for Iowa, and man, this exciting new team has a solid foundation, and I'm eager to contribute to its legacy. I look forward to working with our talented players and staff to build a team that our fans will be proud of. Man will officially take the helm and is set to lead the upcoming 2025 the Arena League season. Fans and me are invited to attend a press conference currently scheduled for about a month away now, February 27th, at a yet to be determined location where Man will discuss his vision for the team and answer questions. We want to take a moment to express our gratitude to everyone who showed interest in the position and took the time to apply. We truly appreciate your interest in being part of our team. For more information, iRoo.com. So you got basically the runner-ups to the Arena League got a new coach and a very qualified head coach taking over. So yeah, Coach Victor Mann here has a lot of good qualifications. So they are actually in good hands here. Of course, with the Arena League, with their second season instead of 4, there are 6 teams. So there's going to be added dynamic, and honestly, it's going to be interesting if the Duluth Harbor Monsters or the Iowa Woo we come back in the championship game with those 2 added teams, and also some new shakeups, not only with, for example, the coaching with the Iowa, but also players being shuffled, all that stuff. Because as I mentioned before, the Duluth Harbor Monsters quarterback that won the championship is now the quarterback in the AF1 for the Corpus Christi Tritons. So it's, like I said, it's going to be interesting. Adds another factor. And let me get this off here. And then we'll segue this a little bit more with the Arena League news here, because believe it or not, because like I said before, the champions team for the Arena League, the Duluth Harbor Monsters of Minnesota, actually have teamed up. Let me find that here. Thank you, computer, for taking a lot slower here. Because just a moment here. There we go. Because it was announced last week I got it here on Duluth Harmonger's page here, that there has been a partnership announced here, and I'll put a photo here, between the 2 teams of the National Arena League and the Arena League, the champions, which, of course, I said Duluth Harbor Monsters, and then, of course, the Wheeling Miners in the National Arena League. And it reads as follows: the champs of the respective leagues are joining forces for 2025. This partnership creates an exciting pipeline for players to keep competing and earning while showcasing their talent. So basically, it's like a player sharing program in a way. So kind of like the like technically, if we're going to go by, I'll go by baseball terms, if you will. Like, technically, National Arena League would probably be the majors, while the Arena League is kind of still in the minor stage, being their second year. And as we had with our previous guest, Zach Killman, the Arena League has actually become a very good feeder system, especially when it comes to the Arena Football One League. And just a reminder, when it comes to the Arena League, it's basically more for players, I would say, for positions for quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, well, fullbacks, and then not really linemen because I really can't really say any linemen because anyone can catch the ball, and also the quarterback cannot actually scramble past the line of scrimmage and stay back there. It's a lot of pitches, a lot of throws. It's kind of interesting, and in my opinion, it's fun. You have to get used to it. A lot of scoring, and also, like I said before, no kicking. So it's kind of a good thing to see here. Like, will this change more into the arena game? Because now you got one set of teams here. Will there be other teams with the Arena League? Because as of right now, there's six. National Arena League has more teams than the Arena League does right now. Even with one of their teams, as I mentioned before on this show, did actually stop and stopped actually operating, and that caused a little shuffle because now there's two divisions, National and American divisions, with the National Real League. So it's interesting to see, like, how will this cause like a chain reaction within the arena football world, where like leagues that might not be at the same level, or I don't know, the same level is not really the right word I would put it, more like have partnerships like that kind of have with more player sharing and stuff, because both these leagues play differently. Because National Arena League, they actually start second in the whole arena football world sphere right now on Friday, February 21st. And just a reminder, the American Indoor Football League, which we'll see how that goes. I have questions when it comes to that. They start on Valentine's Day, the Friday after the Super Bowl. And then you got Arena Football 1 on March 7th. Then the Indoor Football League on March 21st. And the Arena League May 30th. And I will here mention too, because we actually do now have a start date for the new Entertainment Football Association here in a moment. So it's just kind of interesting. Like, they come to this agreement, and they're kind of close. I have to double check on that, and the Willie Miners is a respectable arena team, and it's kind of good to see how this go here. I know there's someone I know that probably likes this partnership. Former like guest of ours, Luke Miller, because he's a big fan of Duluth, and he does like the Willing Miners. So, though I have a feeling what the team he's kind of rooting for in the AF1 the next time he comes on here. So that'll be it for when it comes to National Arena League and NAL news right now. Like, before we get to other news, I kind of want to go down the free agent signings, not only AF1, but also when it comes to, also got some indoor football here with some key signings they have done recently. And interesting, I see like the big difference between these two when it comes to AF1, when they announce it, it's a list. In the indoor football league, on their side, it's just like one player after another. Like, it's two different types of organizations when it comes to lists. I like them both. It just kind of thinking it with the Real Football one, it's just like one big paragraph, while it's just like separate pages when it comes to indoor football league. So in the AF1, Corpus Christi signs defensive back Tyler Judson, fullback Zayden Velez, defensive line Solona Tosa, sorry. And Orlando, the Predators, sign well, here's the thing. They signed Darius Clark, but then released him 2 to 3 weeks later, so that was interesting. Athlete Malik Honeycutt, defensive line Isaiah Reed, the Arena Football League champs from last year from the Billings signed Jonah Morris, defensive line Isaiah Reed, wide receiver / defensive back Jamal Moore, defensive back and fullback Anton Williams Jr., defensive line Cody Robinson. Oregon signed wide receiver Marcus Sampson, athlete DeAndre Churchill. Then they also released 3 players. Ty Blake Davis, Josh Higbee, and Taiwan Bickley. Selena also signs wide receiver Aaron Dilworth. Albany signs Nick Marshall, Isaiah Hardy. Southwest Kansas signs offensive line, defensive line Robert Cooper, fullback linebacker Laurel Spruce, very good player there. Defensive line Joe Golden, quarterback Jalen Morton. Washington signed wide receiver defensive back Ricky Anderson II and tight end defensive back Deshaun Williams. Now, Arizona Bandits, and this is something next time I get Zach on, I'm going to ask him about this because this is kind of interesting. You'll see here in a moment. They signed quarterback Edward Scott Jr., defensive back Carl Evans Jr., wide receiver defensive back DeAndre Dickerson Jr., linebacker Trumaine Smith, running back Jameis Williams, offensive line Kyrie Campbell, defensive back Ahmed Butler. But then they also released their big QB signing, Charles McCullum Jr., which was a former IFL MVP. And he's a very good gunslinger. When I had Zach on a few weeks ago, it seemed like a good time. He got released. Whether he asked for release, I don't know. But then because they did sign Edward Scott Jr., but that's not the big quarterback signing because today it was announced that the Arizona Bandits signed quarterback Malik Henry. Malik Henry, if that name sounds familiar, that is the same Malik Henry that was on the Netflix series Last Chance U. When it comes to the junior college in Kansas, not the one in Mississippi for the first 2 seasons. It's the next 2 after that. So, kind of got some stuff, like he has some pretty good mobility and a good cannon for that and actually good for arena football. So, they got Malik there, and so that actually would be a very interesting offense and a good QB battle as of right now between Malik and Edward Scott Jr. Then we have to remind ourselves, Arizona, as of right now, their defense is scary. It's scary. You got Jeremiah Spicer, and you got a few stuff up front in the linebacking core already that I've announced in the past shows. Then, of course, you add Malik Henry along with the star wide receiver. Like, where did I have his name? Because that, unfortunately, due to the regulators for taking on a pause. No, not Larry Beavers. Where is he here? Can't seem to find it. My fault, everyone, on that. So it was the star receiver, the best wide receiver, and one of the best players when it came to the Wichita regulators. So they signed. So both sides of the ball is going to be interesting, especially for an expansion team for Arena Football 1. So that's actually pretty good. And then when it comes to indoor football, free agent signings, and they re-signed some of their top players this week. That's one reason I want to talk about here. The biggest one was, of course, who was supposed to win the championship for the IFL was the Green Bay Blizzard, and unfortunately somehow got eliminated early in the playoffs that they shouldn't have. Re-signed their number 1 quarterback, Max Malar, and very good talent. That's one thing they need to do to stay the course and hopefully get to the championship next for the season, the IFL. Then you got Quad City signing defensive line Chena Duga. I apologize. I haven't speak that first name before. Re-signed quarterback Daquan Neal. Tulsa signed wide receiver Jermaine Neal and Joshua Crockett. Massachusetts re-signing one of their big playmakers in T.O. Redding. The Tuscan Sugar Skulls re-sign their big playmaker Devontae Samp Lynch. Very good there. Rattlers sign wide receiver Elijah Lilly. Sharks re-sign quarterback Caleb Barker. And the newest franchise defensive back Tyrell Peterson. So that's the big stuff for the indoor football league here. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how they go from here, there, and all that here. And my computer screen is a little bit off here for some reason. Okay, so we'll take a little quick break here and be right back. Where is that there?
Houston, we've triumphed. I've made it back to Earth with the cargo intact. The game-changing, time-sensitive payload is none other than the revolutionary energy flavor we've all been waiting for. Introducing Merc Mayhem Cherry Limeade. Merc Clan played a crucial role in securing this energy flavor, and together we've unlocked the future of power. Merc Mayhem is not just a drink, it's a statement, a fusion of relentless energy and bold flavor. The secret is out. Merc Mayhem is set to redefine the energy landscape, leaving ordinary drinks in its cosmic dust. Get ready for a taste explosion that matches Merc Clan's unparalleled power. Join the revolution, and let's unleash Merc Mayhem upon the world. Astronaut M signing off.
Same great taste. Yes, same great taste. Same great taste.
And we're back, and also technical difficulties have been solved here. All right, so now we get to what was probably the biggest news that came from the last time there, because we got a new football league in the arena world coming with the entertainment. Oh dear Lord, still get hard to get used to here. Just a moment here. Entertainment Football Association, which of course, as a last time we talked about, had 3 teams. They are right now located in the New England area, New England region, of course, like New England, and also kind of more with the original 13 colonies back in the early colonial days of America. And as I mentioned before, we have 3 teams here first, which is, hold on, okay. We got first the Danbury Diesel. Excuse me. The Fitchburg Heroes. And then the New Jersey Ciphers, which I actually do kind of like this with you got the owl with the colonial type period type of outfit here, then the cipher kind of matching what was in the Da Vinci Code film. And now they have announced their 4th team, which I mentioned before, and that team is located in Long Island, New York. And this is a return of arena football in Long Island, because those that remember, in Long Island, that's where one of my favorite franchises when I first got into the Arena Football League, and That was thanks to actually the video game that came out in the 2000s. And the favorite franchise that I actually liked to play as was the New York Dragons, and they played at the Nassau Coliseum, and they returned to the Nassau Coliseum. Let's see, to arena football. Let me find. Wrong one. All right, there we go. Here's the media release here. Professional indoor football lands on Long Island for the 2025 season. Uh, though Nassau Coliseum is technically located in Uniondale, New York. From the National Veteran Memorial Coliseum, surrounded by its rich history in sports and concerts and league officials, including the Entertainment Football Association. Commissioner and Hall of Famer, former Buffalo Bills wide receiver Andre Reed, formally announced that the Entertainment Football Association has selected Long Island, New York, and the Coliseum as its fourth and final location for NAGO 2025 season. So they're going with only 4 teams, similar to what the Arena League did last year, and because just go a little bit smaller. Unfortunately, not to have that one little bit mishap that we had with the what was supposed to be a revamped Arena Football League last year in 2024. The ENTFLA will launch a very unique professional football and entertainment series in each community in which the league plays starting in late May of 2025. Each team, including Long Island, New York, Morristown, New Jersey, Danbury, Connecticut, and Phillipsburg, Massachusetts, will host 4 games in addition to traveling for 4 additional contests. So, looks like 8 games in total. The regular season will be rounded within a 9th game being played between 2 ENTFLA teams in a neutral site identified for its potential to serve as a future expansion community. 2 rounds of playoffs will follow in early August after the regular season concludes in late July. The league will retain central ownership of all teams. The impressive level of football will include former Division 1, 2, and 3 college players, some who may have earned NFL or either pro playing experience, looking to extend their playing careers and hoping to catch the eye of scouts from higher levels of football, including the CFL, the UFL, and of course the NFL. Unique rules designed to further engage fans, such as the 7-on-7 format with a reduced play clock, no huddles to leave fans wanting more, and the elimination of kicking, forcing teams to go for it on 4th down and try for 2-point conversions, all parts of this new league. So basically, I guess there's no PAT, so they have to go on do 2-point conversion. So that's actually not bad. I think they still have kicking from what it looks like here. There will be more entertainment at our events than just the near NFL quality football games, explained league founder Douglas Freeman. And it will be, by the way, no relation. And it will be much more than football, from pregame tailgate parties to acrobatic and thrilling halftime acts to post-game autograph sessions, giving fans an opportunity to meet players, cheerleaders, and coaches after each contest right on the field. This is true entertainment. Familiar with the community's rich history in sports, the leagues have engaged YFN radio personality Peter Schwartz, someone that we've had here on the Field Sports Network as a guest, to serve as local advisor in addition to podcast coverage of the Islanders. Peter served as the radio or in arena voice of several Long Island-based teams, including the Dragons of the Arena Football League. He and ENTFLA officials are calling upon the community to assist in the naming the team. This is Long Island's team. We want the people of this community to name it, stated League Commissioner Andre Reed. We love this community, its arena, and the people who run them. We look forward to making this team and those events something Long Island is proud of. Though after that announcement a few days ago, it actually was announced that Peter Schwartz, his position actually changed from advisor to general manager of that New England team. And as of right now, they kind of have a place holder as a logo for that team in Long Island right now, which is this right here. And they already came up with like season tickets and ticket information, which actually ain't that bad. Here, let me pull that up here. If you could see it properly, you got single game one side and season there. So really not bad prices in my opinion. So especially for this type of arena for arena football game at the Nassau Coliseum. And with the announcement, here's the announcement of Peter Schwartz as hold on. Though there is some confusion here because one report says May, though it looks like it may have been a mistake there. It looks like they're going to start in June. So they are actually the summer, like you got basically two summer arena leagues now, with the arena league starting at the end of May, and then now Entertainment Football Association starting a little bit later than them. So we actually have more of a summer filled with the Arena League and the Entertainment Football Association. Now, so going a little bit more after the championship games of the NAL, the AF1, and the IFL going into August. So, Peter's announcement here, if it will load, boy, computers. Here we are. Long Island Entertainment Football Association has named Peter Schwartz as first general manager in franchise history. Schwartz made an announcement official on his LinkedIn page on Tuesday, January 21st. I'm excited to share the news. I've been named the general manager of the new Entertainment Football Association Arena football team coming to Nassau Coliseum this June. He posted, Schwartz has a wide background in the sports industry, and he still does his radio talk shows on radio as we speak. Schwartz, he has become a Long Island Dragons front office during the 8-year stint at the Coliseum in the 2000s, but this new role will be different than any other for Schwartz. This is definitely new for me in my career, he said. I always felt like I had it in me to run a team one day. This was an opportunity, and I couldn't say no to. Schwartz has spent over 3 decades working with many greater New York City sports teams, has written and announced for multiple Long Island-based teams organizations, including the Dragons, the New York Riptide, New York Lizards, Stony Brook University, Long Island University, USA Football, and the National Lacrosse League. Schwartz was also worked with, as I said before, with WFAN Radio, ESPN Radio, and News 12. Schwartz has spent the majority of his life living on Long Island. He said that at a January press conference, he has lived in Forest Hills, East Meadow, New Hyde Park, Oyster Bay, and Wantagh. I don't think I've pronounced that last one lately. And he's probably he is the right man for the job for that. Local guy, knows the arena football world pretty good, and also doing all sorts of stuff. Of course, he did say that they're looking for a coach and all sign players and can't really start the season in June. Right now, though, he did do one hiring. There's two hiring. They're looking for an intern for their social media manager, and then the other thing that I saw here, if it will load, there we go. He announced that he has hired a special advisor to the general manager to coach Vito. And let's see here. There we go. Who as of right now on his X page, like he's a teacher slash coach for Roosevelt High School. So he probably has a background of football that I can't find currently. So already hired a special advisor. Now they're doing a head coaching search, and then pretty soon, because if the season starts in June, I would expect probably by April the Entertainment Football Association will be signing players, and be interesting during that time because like you get some players left over from, of course, the signings of the Indoor Football League, AF1, the Arena League, and then during that time, actually, you actually could get some players that are actually cut from the UFL, actually. So That might be a good pick, a crop of players there too. So it's nice to see that there, and we got another new league here, and a little bit ambitious because on their site here they actually plan within 5 years to have at least from what I've read something about 30 teams. We'll see about that, but at least they're starting slow and not trying to expand too quickly. But I'm guessing since they're starting with the four on the New England region, then they're slowly going to expand southeast. So now the final thing we're going to discuss is because the Indoor Football League had their meetings and they announced some rule changes, and quite a few actually, that I'm kind of wondering if might have a chain reaction to the other leagues in arena football. Maybe not this season, but next season, because one thing happens to the other here. So here we go. The Indoor Football League gathered for its annual league meetings on January 13, 14 in Phoenix, Arizona, as preparations ramp up for the league's 17th season. Representatives from all 14 teams were intended to discuss operations, review the state of the league, and finalize updates for the 2025 season. One of the primary objectives of the meetings was refining the game to ensure competitive balance, improve game flow, and enhance the fan experience. Following discussion, leagues announced the following rule updates for the 2025 season. Number one, not really a big one, kickoff rule adjustment. Any kick ball that passes through the end zone without touching the field of play will now be marked at the kicking team's 20-yard line. They just moved it back 5 yards. It's actually not a bad idea. So, yeah, unfortunately, you have to travel far. So, got to make sure you get that ball and just stay in the field and get touched. Number two, positive yardage rule in final minute. The former rule regarding pause yards in final 66 again has been reinstated. If a team leading by 14 points or fewer has possession of the ball during the last minute, they must gain pause yardage. Otherwise, the clock will stop. So, final minute, usually, in order for the clock to continue, you have to have positive yardage. And this is an old rule. I'm actually quite surprised they got rid of it. I didn't really like it when they did. So, now if you're winning by 14 or more, you have to get positive yards. So, the defense can actually, if they get a sack or something, the clock stops. I actually like them going back to that. Linebacker blitzing rules simplified. The league has eliminated the restrictions on linebackers blitzing outside of the alley. A linebacker who declares blitz may now rush from the inside or outside, so it's not just inside. They can actually just go around. It's not just a straight line. So blitzing's a little bit more, so it'll be tougher for quarterbacks. Now this one was interesting. The twist rule eliminated. Defensive linebacker now permitted to execute twist moves. So able to just basically do an extra stunt move there when you couldn't have to originally in arena football. Wide receiver motion adjustment. The 1 yard grace for wide receivers in motion crossing the line of scrimmage has been removed. A receiver's foot crossing line at the set will now be considered a false start. Other body parts such as a knee, hand, or head will not determine the penalty. So make sure to hike that ball right before the running of the wide receiver gets there before the line of scrimmage there, quarterback. And then finally, linebacker and receiver contact in the box. The rule prohibiting illegal contact between linebackers and wide receiver inside the box has been removed. Contact with the receiver will now be deemed legal. So that's gone. So there's a little bit more contact within the inside there in the box. So that's actually interesting. Gonna hopefully these don't come to bet. So far, most of them few of them yeah, that makes sense. Do all this there, and I like some of these are good. So the question I'm wondering too is that after this, we'll be hearing some rule change with the National Arena League, the Arena Football One. We'll see. Though if I recall, I don't think the AF1 has actually released their new rule book to quite just yet. And it continues here. These rule changes reflect the league's ongoing commitment to maintain the high energy and excitement that define the Indoor Football League, while also ensuring fairness and clarity in gameplay. Stated the IFL Commissioner Todd Tarrant, we are never satisfied. We, as a league, are always looking for ways to get better. We are constantly striving for improvement and growth in every aspect. In addition, the IFL will soon, also this is important, will unveil a new league-wide website platform alongside an enhanced streaming platform because almost all the games for the indoor football league, if you're outside of the market that the team plays in, able to watch games on their YouTube channel. Uh, the IFL 17 season is set to kick off in March, and fans can expect an action-packed year within thrilling matchups as teams battle for the opportunity to travel to to Tuscan to play the IFL National Champion in August. That, of course, is the home of the Tuscan Sugar Skulls. Stay tuned for more as the season approaches. So, pretty good week for indoor football news. A little bit more expanded with the NTA Football Association. For inaugural season, going to have 4 teams, 8 games, and a 9th game that's going to be played on looks like a future franchise. I would kind of think they would probably stay more close to that region in the Northeast, but I just don't see that they have one. And then, well, let's have a game go to the West Coast because for expansion for future, that's a little bit too far at the moment. So, be interesting what they announce for their neutral site. And like I said, going to be things are going to be picking up here soon because, like I say, you got the American Indoor Football League. It's strange with only 3 teams and mostly playing out of league teams on that schedule with West Michigan Ironman. So we'll see how that goes when it comes to on Valentine's Day. National League starts Friday, February 21st, as I said before, AF1 March 7th. Then we're going to be able to see how their Sunday night games go on Vice TV at that time. IFL starts March 21st, the Real League May 30th, and then June for Entertainment Football Association. It's going to be a fun year. It's going to be lasting a little bit longer than it did in 2024, and I can't wait for it. And hopefully we'll get some more announcements when it comes to Entertainment Football Association because they are going to be, as I said before in their statement, as I said before, they're going to have a little bit more entertainment factored in to like when it comes to tailgating, halftime, and stuff there. Because unfortunately, like us humans, and especially younger ones nowadays, we really have a shorter attention span. So, but also too, because it's also have a little bit more of an entertainment value for these type of games too. But also see what kind of ideas come with it. I'm excited to see what happens, and I hope everyone in the arena football community that pays attention has fun with it too. And just a little thing there's a chance I will have a guest either next week or the week after that, depending on some scheduling that could be happening. I'll find out a little bit later this week and have little bit more information on some other part that I mentioned here today on Arena Frontier. But we'll just have to see how it goes and come up there and pretty soon. And one thing I am hoping before we go here, when it comes to the AIF, yeah, I said that right. I haven't seen like if we're going to be able to if they announce any streaming for like YouTube for their games, because like I said, one of their teams is the West Michigan Ironman, and they have streamed their games before, though mostly they stream on their Facebook page. I wonder if they're still doing that, so that might be the only way to watch their games, but hopefully it's a little bit more just to see how that goes. Man, I wish that team was in a different league, to be quite honest. So it'll be interesting. You got, like I said, AIF the week after, and National Arena League, AF1 March 7th, IFL March 21st, the Arena League May 30th, and like I said, for Entertainment Football Association sometime in the month of June. Thank you for joining me for this week's Arena Frontier on the Fuel Sports Network. Be sure to catch us up next week. Have a good evening.